Sleep. A very strange concept indeed. We go unconscious without any defense or memory at all for a third of our lives. Why though? Why would we do that? All of you Darwin enthusiasts will just be as confused as I was. Why would we evolve to need to spend a third of our life, 8 hours a day, in bed, useless?
Back in the olden days, we had to hunt for our food, and our food hunted us. The fact we survived as a species as a whole when we left ourselves defenseless for a third of our lives is quite frankly in the top 10 biggest W's of all time. According to a study done on tribes people in Africa and South America, we sleep for around the same amount of time. They sleep for 5.7 to 7.1 hours, we do an average of 5 to 7. So if we've always done this, let's find out why, shall we? We know sleep is essential for many, many things. It increases your mood and it increases your overall brain functionality. It also decreases the chance of stuff like heart disease, obesity, dementia. Wait, what was I saying? When you look into it, there isn't really one function of the body that isn't impacted by sleep. So to find out why, let's look what actually happens when you sleep. POV, you get into bed, you munch on your narco berries, you fall asleep. Funnily enough, the brain remains remarkably active after you fall asleep. Recent findings show that your brain plays sort of a housekeeping role while you're asleep. It removes all the toxins that have built up in your brain over the day, and it also uses this time to convert a lot of your short-term memories into long-term memories and, connect the synapses and stuff. Imagine your brain is like a massive library. It doesn't have the staff to keep it open 24/7. I'd blame the upper management personally for not giving them enough labour. What the fuck, God? The place will get too dirty with these dirty ass people just leaving their books and their memories everywhere. And also, there'd be books out of places everywhere. Oh my God, don't even get me started. It would be a nightmare. Let's break it down a little bit more though and look at the 3 stages of sleep. Stage 1. This stage only lasts a couple of minutes really. It's transitioning from being awake to being asleep. Your body starts to relax, your breathing slows, your heart rate slows, your eye movement slows down a lot as well. This is also when your body checks to see if you're actually falling asleep. Your brain will still be active if you ever just try to lie there and fall asleep. So you get these intense urges to move and to itch, and it's your body knowing that you're playing a massive prank on it, so it's not going to let you fall asleep. Stage 2. This is basically just a more intense form of stage 1. Your body starts to relax a little bit more, your eye movements completely stop, and your body temperature also starts to drop. Brain activity starts to slow at this point, but you'll still get brief little bursts of electrical energy coming through. Stage 3, also known as REM sleep. This is where the juicy shit starts to happen. Firstly, your brain waves get to the same level they would be if they were awake almost. The same thing happens to your heart rate, your blood pressure, and your breathing starts to become fast and irregular. It's almost like you're just about to wake up, but of course, your brain doesn't want that. So it pulls off a pro gamer move and completely fucking paralyzes your arms and legs. What? Obviously, you already know that this is the stage where most people start dreaming, but it doesn't have to just occur in this one stage. Your brain will go between stage 2 and stage 3 around every 90 minutes, so some people will dream in stage 2. This is the kind of dream where people will sleepwalk and also sleep piss the bed, because you're not completely paralyzed at this point. Just a quick fact about REM sleep, by the way. During it, you will get really aroused. Seriously, look it up. This raises the question of why sleep sex isn't a thing, and oh wait, it is. People sleepwalk to one another and then just have sex. Why has this never happened to me? There are multiple factors which influence when certain people will feel tired and go to sleep. Some of these are more specific, some of these are more broad. For example, everyone will fit into what's called a sleep chronotype. This was well researched and documented by the sleep doctor, aka Dr. Michael Bruce. I think I'm saying that right. There's many great resources online by this guy that tell you a load of your different sleep habits and tips and tricks and all that malarkey to get to bed earlier, all based around these chronotypes. Some of them are paid, some of them aren't. I haven't done any of the paid ones because I'm poor, so maybe just stick to the free ones. He categorizes people into 4 distinct chronotypes, these being the bear, the lion, the dolphin, and the wolf. These are classes of when it's best for you to go to bed and wake up, based on when it's naturally easy for you to, also based on when it's easy for you to be productive during the day. Wolves that that make up about 15% of the population should go to bed at midnight and get up as late as they possibly can during the day. Lions, that also make up around 15% of the population, go to bed around 10 p.m. and get up around 6, i.e. the textbook morning person. Bears, that's me by the way, that make up around 55% of the population, go to bed around 11 p.m. and wake up around 7, and the problem sleepers, i.e. the dolphins, go to bed around 10:30 p.m. and get up around 6:30. All of these have so much more to them than I've already mentioned. Stuff like productivity windows, the likelihood of you getting certain sleep behaviors like insomnia, hybrid types, you could be a merge of them both, and also how to change your type. If you are intrigued, I will leave a link in the description because it is very interesting and I would recommend going to check it out. On a more general scale, however, everyone has a circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythms help to make sure our body is optimized at different points in the day. When people say they want to sleep later or, not sleep at night to reset their natural clock, this is what they're on about resetting. They work by doing a number of things. They can regulate body temperature, so it's colder when you're asleep to aid quality sleep, and it can raise it when you're awake. This internal clock also regulates and disperses hormones at different parts of the day, i.e. when you first wake up, it releases cortisol, which makes you feel more awake, and then it kind of tapers off near the end as you get to sleepy time. Melatonin, on the other hand, is the complete opposite. It is the hormone that makes you feel tired. When you just wake up, you will notice that you still feel groggy and tired. That is because melatonin is still in the bloodstream. Obviously, the release of cortisol kind of offsets this after about half an hour or so it's not really much to worry about for most people. However, for some people, it just does not wear off fast enough. So, introducing caffeine. Caffeine works in such a way where it basically makes you less susceptible to the effects of melatonin. It does this by increasing the circulation of cortisol and adrenaline in the bloodstream. Basically, melatonin's still in your system, but you don't really care. It almost has no effects whatsoever. This is quite bad, however, because when the coffee wears off around 6 hours later, the melatonin will still be there. Hence why you will feel extremely tired after the coffee come down, as it is known. A common fix to this is people will only take caffeine around 90 minutes after they've woken up to allow for the body to get rid of the excess melatonin from when you sleep. It's a very smart idea, I'm not going to lie. Am I going to do it? Absolutely not, though. Obviously, the amount of caffeine you intake will increase or decrease the amount of time that you are under its influence, you could say. Let's take, for example, a standard cup of coffee. 40 milligrams of caffeine, which isn't that bad. But when you compare it to, let's just say, an energy drink of Red Bull, for example, that is equivalent to 2 cups of coffee, which isn't bad, at first glance. But I could go through about 3 Red Bulls in the time it takes me to drink 1 coffee. That's not even the worst energy drink to compare it to, though. Let's take, for example, a Monster or a Rockstar. That is 160 milligrams of caffeine. A full 4 cups of coffee. What? Can I just say I don't have anything against energy drinks? I mean, I'm sat here with a wall of G Fuel behind me. I've not actually had a G Fuel in a while. We should try one for the purposes of this video. I think we'll go for Shiny Splash. Shiny Splash. I've not had this for about, 6 months at this point, so quite a while. I've just spilt it on my pants. I hate it. No, it actually tastes really good. This is why I stopped drinking it, because I can go through at least, 8 of these a day if I tried. I've never done that. I just want to preface that I've never done that. Oh shit, it's got 140 milligrams of caffeine in it. Oh dear. Now I can do that day in the life of a streamer. Get up, 8 o'clock. Yes, I think I will sleep now. Bye. Caffeine overdose is definitely a bad thing. It can cause many side effects such as hallucination, vomiting, insomnia. It can give you heart arrhythmia. It can make your heart beat abnormally. That isn't healthy. It's not just the caffeine in energy drinks that makes people so concerned about them though. It's also the added sugar, which is just another stimulant, and also the taurine. Taurine is a stimulant to the brain, however, it is also a depressant to the nervous system. It makes you feel calmer in a way. Now, that being said, it is naturally found in the body, so it's not naturally harmful. However, overdosing on it can cause some pretty severe side effects. Nausea, vomiting, liver pain, stomach pain, it's classic overdose stuff, but you do need a lot of the taurine in your system to experience this. Obviously, you need a lot of caffeine in your system to experience all the other side effects as well, such as arrhythmia, which I didn't know caffeine caused. The maximum amount of caffeine you should have in a day sits around 400 milligrams, which is quite a lot when you think about it. That's a lot of coffee. But that being said, you can understand my concern when I saw that Northumbria University gave people 30 grams of caffeine. 30 grams. That is 3,000 milligrams of caffeine. Caffeine poisoning can be very fatal, if not threat. It's been reported to be seen after 18 grams of caffeine. 1,800 milligrams. They gave people almost double that for the shits and giggles. Luckily, the test subjects were admitted to hospital. They had to have dialysis to remove the caffeine from their bloodstream. They did not go unpunished though. They were fined about £400,000 because that's what 2 human lives cost apparently. Luckily, they didn't die though. Thank God. You know what the funny thing is about that though? That happened because they did the maths for this test on an iPhone and put the decimal place in the wrong place. How do you not have like a risk assessment for that kind of thing? That's fucked up. They saw a full teaspoon of raw caffeine and were like, yeah, that looks about the normal amount someone should have. The bottom line of this video is really we still have no idea why humans evolved to need sleep. But you know what? It's not going away anytime soon. So if you were to take one thing from this video, it's don't go to uni because they will try and kill you. Goodbye.